Hello, art friends. My name is Fleshwad, and today I'm going to be reading a fan-made creepypasta / backstory for my Ghost Girl OC. This was submitted by Diamond Sucks. Good job last night, Charlie, Caitlin said, startling the poor girl at her locker. Charlie turned around and smiled shyly, dark brown hair falling into her face. Yeah, you were awesome, Emily agreed, patting her on the back. Thanks, you too, Charlie replied, kindly. We couldn't have won it without you girls, Jason said, sprinting over. He wrapped his arms around Emily's waist and gave her a quick kiss on the cheek. Especially you, Charlie. You always cheer the loudest for us. School spirit and all that, Charlie laughed, shutting her locker door. You guys really wiped the floor with them last night. Of course they did, Emily said, looking lovingly up at Jason. We have the best football team in the whole state. Charlie looked away as the couple began kissing, laughing quietly as Caitlin began to make gagging noises. Oh hey, are you coming to the party tonight? Caitlin asked. Charlie frowned, tucking some hair behind her ear. Party? She asked. The other girl nodded. Keith's parents are giving him free reign of the house tonight to celebrate making it to the state championships. Everyone's gonna be there. Charlie nodded, shifting uncomfortably. She wasn't opposed to going. She loved having a good time, but going to a place where everything and everyone would be loud made her take pause. I don't know. Oh, come on, Emily whined, grabbing one of her hands. You never come out with us. Live a little. Our guys made it to the state championships after all. The others made noises of agreement, and Charlie sighed, smiling a little. There's not going to be a bunch of alcohol, right? She asked, looking around at everyone. No way, Jason assured her. The girls gave her pleading looks and Charlie shook her head slightly. Okay, I'll go. Charlie sent off a text to her mother as she stepped up to the door of Keith's house, letting her know she'd gotten there safely. After school, she'd asked her parents about going to the party and they'd given her the okay, saying she spent far too much time at home as it was. The only rule was she had to be home before midnight, and she'd happily agreed. Charlie knocked on the door, and then, after realizing how loud the music was, rang the doorbell a few times. It opened up a few seconds later, and Charlie smiled as she was greeted by Caitlin. I've been waiting for you to show up, she said excitedly. Looking hot, girl. Oh, hush, Charlie said, her face growing warm. I'm not wearing anything different than usual. Charlie had just put on her cheer uniform, a purple, black, and white outfit that had a heart-shaped keyhole cut out in the shirt. The girls on the cheer team had all planned to wear it. She had thrown her hair up into a ponytail and ran some mascara between her lashes, and had put on a bit of gloss. Nothing to fawn over, in her opinion. Caitlin laughed and grabbed Charlie's hand, pulling her in. The music was loud, whatever current hot song on the charts, now blaring in her ears. She held her friend's hand tightly as the two weaved their way through the crowd of people, nearly separating once or twice. Charlie looked around and frowned, noticing amber liquid in a few red cups and the obvious smell of alcohol. She'd been here for barely a minute, and already she wanted to go home. Caitlin led her into the backyard where the crowd wasn't so dense. She spotted Emily and Jason camped out under a tree, red cups of what Charlie feared to be alcohol in their hands. Look who finally showed up, Caitlin giggled, finally letting go of Charlie's hand. Hey, finally, Emily giggled, swaying slightly. It was obvious to Charlie that her friend was inebriated. Hey, Charlie started, hugging herself. She was becoming increasingly uneasy with the situation. "You said there wouldn't be alcohol." "We said that there wouldn't be a bunch of alcohol," Jason replied. He seemed to be the most sober out of the three. Charlie had just noticed how Caitlin was swaying. "Doesn't matter." Charlie felt guilty about snapping like that, but she was out of her comfort zone and felt as though she'd been lied to. I'm going home." "What? But you just got here," Emily whined, grabbing onto the hem of Charlie's skirt. "I only agreed to come if there wasn't a ton of alcohol. Everyone here is getting plastered." "But," Caitlin started. Charlie shook her head and spun on the heels of her Converse, marching back towards the house. "Hey Charlie, wait up," Jason called after her. She kept walking, feeling angrier by the minute. Her friends had lied to her. How could they do something like that? She just wanted to go home and forget about tonight. She wove her way back through the crowd and left the house, tears burning her eyes. She made it to the driveway when a hand grabbed her arm. Charlie turned quickly, scowling at the hand. "I said wait," Jason panted, letting go of her arm. "I'm sorry, Charlie, we didn't mean to upset you." "You shouldn't have lied to me," she said, angrily wiping away her tears. She felt stupid for crying over something like this, but her body couldn't help itself. I know, we're jerks. Look, can I at least drive you home?" He gave her a pleading look. "You've been drinking, Jason. Just go back inside." "I've only had one drink." She scowled at him. "Come on, please. I wouldn't feel right letting you walk home alone." Charlie sighed, looking at him. He didn't seem drunk and she could make him pull over if she didn't trust him to drive. "Fine," she muttered, "but drive slow." Jason smiled, his green eyes sparkling happily. The two got inside his car and Charlie buckled up, still feeling uneasy. They pulled away from the house and began riding down the street, the radio playing quietly. She crossed her arms loosely and leaned back in her seat, looking out the window. "Can you get in the glove box and hand me my cigs?" Jason asked, his eyes on the road. Charlie curled her lip, but did as he asked, popping open the glove compartment. "Doesn't he know cigarettes are terrible for your health?" she questioned, silently, reaching around for the pack. Her fingers brushed over something hard and she pulled it out, feeling around the shape. "You have a knife in here?" she asked, placing the weapon in her lap. "Never know when you might need it," he answers lightheartedly. She shrugged and reached back into the glove box, continuing to feel around until she found the small pack in the back of the small space. She handed Jason his smokes and put the knife back, watching out of the corner of her eye as he lit up, cracking his window open. "You know, you shouldn't be mad at the girls." Charlie turned her head towards him a little, arching a brow. "They didn't know there'd be beer. Plus, I'm the one who told you there wouldn't be any. Truth is, I wanted you to come." "Why?" Charlie asked quietly, the uneasy feeling from before beginning to creep back up. "Because you never come party with us. You're always at home." "I'm not really a people person, Jason. You, Kate, and Emily know that." "Yeah, but we wanted to get you out of your shell a bit. I wanted to get to know you a bit more." "We can text." Jason chuckled and stopped at a stop sign, turning his body toward her. He reached out, brushing a few loose strands of hair out of Charlie's face. Charlie tensed, the cold unease blooming in her chest. Jason leaned forward, attempting to kiss her, and Charlie jerked back, the back of her head hitting the window as she moved away. "What the hell, Jason?" The boy just laughed at her. "Oh, come on, Charlie, don't play dumb. I see you look away whenever Emily kisses me." "I look away because I'm not comfortable watching you kiss. That's it." "Right, sure, play hard to get." Jason grabbed her face and pulled her closer to him, pressing his lips against hers. Charlie struggled against him, punching him in the chest and stomach. Her mind was racing. What the hell was happening? Charlie turned her head away from him, shoving hard. Jason, stop! The boy moved back and Charlie pulled open the glove compartment, pulling out the knife and taking it out of its sheath. Jason clicked on the overhead light and furrowed his brows. Okay, I'm sorry. I guess I got the wrong message, he said. I'll take you home, okay? No more funny stuff. I'm sorry. Charlie held the knife towards him, her hands shaking hard. She wanted to believe him, put the knife down and go back to acting like nothing was wrong, like she had a few minutes ago. But her adrenaline was pumping, and making it hard for her to trust anything right now. Charlie put the knife down. She didn't move. Jason laughed nervously. Come on, Charlie. Just let me go, she squeaked out. I'll walk home. No, I'll take you the rest of the way. Now come on, put it down. Jason reached for the blade and she swiped at him, feeling around behind her for the door handle. Jason cursed and scowled at her, the knife lightly slicing his palm. God damn it! Charlie handed over. Jason grabbed for the weapon. The two locked in a struggle. Charlie screamed, trying to keep the knife in her hand. The two were a mess of twisted limbs when all of a sudden, Charlie's scream was cut off. Her hand gripping the knife tightly, Jason leaned back, eyes wide as he looked down to see the knife lodged in Charlie's left side, both his and her hands covered in blood. Charlie, I didn't mean... Jason started, his voice cracking. Charlie, just wait. I'll call an ambulance. Jason fumbled around for his phone, not noticing the blood trickling out of the corner of Charlie's mouth, or that the light in her beautiful baby blue eyes was starting to grow dim with each passing second. I think I left my phone back at Keith's. Do you have you... Jason looked over to see the girl lying still. Her eyes fluttered closed. His blood turned cold. The police were going to arrest him. He'd go to prison. He could tell them that it was an accident, that she'd stabbed herself during the struggle. But then they'd ask why she had the knife in the first place, and then he'd kiss his future goodbye. No more Emily. No more football scholarship. No more dreams of being in the NFL. He knew what he had to do. Charlie's body was discovered 10 days later. She was found face down near the pond at the bottom of a hill, her clothes soaked in blood and mud, and torn from being caught on branches during her fall. Jason was arrested quickly after his blood was found on Charlie's body. The entire school came to Charlie's funeral, everyone grieving the shy, sweet girl who was kind to everyone. At the state championship, all of the football team took a knee and moment of silence in honor of her, their best cheerleader, who always brought everyone's spirit up during a tough game. She had been cared about by more people than she could have realized. I still can't believe Charlie's gone, Caitlin sniffled, standing next to Emily's locker. It had been 3 months since Charlie's death. I can't believe Jason did it, Emily said, shaking her head. I can't believe I dated that scumbag. Emily put in her locker code. We should have never talked her into going to the party. Emily opened her locker and screamed, jumping back as a large plastic spider jumped out of her locker. What the? Who keeps doing this? Someone put a rubber snake in Kelly's locker yesterday. Weird. Whoever it is needs to cut it out. I can't take much more of this. Wonder who it is. Caitlin shrugged and picked up the spider, tossing it between both hands. Emily shuddered and made a sound of disgust, pulling out her history book. Come on, let's get to class before we're late again. The girls started down the hall and Caitlin threw the spider in the trash, the pair continuing their conversation about their long-lost friend. Back at the lockers, floating off the ground, Charlie laughed. She glided down the hall and reached into the trash can, pulling the spider out and setting it on the rim of the can. Can I? Charlie concentrated on the spider, her hands lingering on the toy. Slowly, the spider appeared next to it, this one alive and moving. She smiled. Perfect. Thank you so much to all of the submissions for the Ghost Girl OC stories. So this is the one I chose. So her name is now Charlie. I love that name. A lot of you guys suggested boy names for her. So this is perfect, Charlie. I love it. What a sad backstory, but I really chose this one because I'd like to think that she's goofing off as a ghost now. I think it just fits her perfectly. Thank you so much, Diamond Sucks, for this story. Before I end the video, I just want to take a quick second to tell you guys that I am uploading on my second channel. I created it a long time ago. I'm uploading over there again, however, it's only going to be narrations, no art, for the time being. So I'll leave it linked in the description and you can go ahead and give me a follow if you'd like. I will be reading stories over there. I already have a couple of dramatic readings of songs over there on that channel. They're really funny to listen to. So yeah, go check it out and leave a comment on one of those videos if you watched them to let me know what you thought. That's gonna be the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until the next video, bye.